What are the benefits of hastening to do good in Islam, and how can one develop this habit? Okay, so hastening to do good is, I mean, the first thing is that shaitan cannot stop you from doing it later. If you delay something where you have an opportunity to do something, you have some free time, and this usually works by having a wird, having a regular amount of worship that you do daily, and this is part of hastening. Hastening to do good doesn't mean that your life's just an open event when it comes to worship. You have your five prayers, and then the other things, voluntary worship, voluntary dhikr, or the recitation of the Quran, or memorizing something, or studying the deen. It's not left to be done in a haphazard way. You have a structured way of doing it. So this is something really important and significant, and it's part of hastening. So daily you have an approach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through some worship. So the first benefit is, if it's happening and it's regular, then shaitan can't make you waste that time. Ideally, shaitan, he wants people either to leave Islam, waliyadu billah, but failing that, he wants them to spend that time in sin. Failing that, he wants to make people waste time and not do it. Failing that, he allows people to do the good, but then he tries to influence them and tries to make them feel superior to others, to have this holier than thou attitude because of the good that you've done. So these are some of the main traps, and where a person can lose the benefit of the worship. So what a believer does is he has a routine, and he continues with that routine. Firstly, it's manageable. You don't take on more than what you can do, and you continue with that routine with the intention of pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then you also remember at the end of it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you the tawfiq. Yes, you did the action, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala facilitated it for you, because there are days where you can't do those actions. There was a time where you may not have prayed, where you may not have fasted. So understanding everything good that you do is from the facilitation from of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So thereby a person falls is safe from the trap of the devil, because you're not so great by yourself, right? The tawfiq comes from Allah. And look at Iblis, he did many good deeds and he thought he was better than someone. So if that comes to your heart, reject it and say, no, this is the devil's work. I'm a servant of God, and Allah gave me the tawfiq to do this. And he could have just as easily not given me the tawfiq, and I would have been sat around like all the other people who didn't do it, right? Other opportunities of hastening are when things come up randomly. You see someone who needs a bit of help. You see a good cause that you can donate something to. These you should hasten to do so. Once again, same thing, because shaitan, his trick is to follow these steps. And if you start thinking about a matter, then he makes, like, you know the way he works with money, right? There's something to donate to. Yeah, do I really want to give this much? But then I'll only have this much left, and he makes it bother you. You chafe about it. That's his trick. So that's one thing. And another thing is, سابقوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها كعرض السماوات والأرض. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the believers, compete, vie with each other in Surah Al-Hadid, compete with each other to attain the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and a garden whose width is equivalent to that of the heavens, all the skies and the earth. Is vast. There's so much out there to be gotten. And so what we learn from this is that paradise, this reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is possible. It's really easy for a person to attain. Allah wants to forgive people's mistakes and enter them into paradise. So having this positive attitude towards, okay, I want to do what I can to worship Allah. obviously within within the scope of what you can manage, and so you don't burn yourself out. But you want to do these things to please Allah. Allah's created you, He's given you iman, He's given you the desire to draw closer to Him. All of these things are means for a person to benefit, tremendously in this life and the next. So as a way of showing thanks and appreciation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for these gifts, a person does, his acts of worship or her acts of worship. And whenever you have an opportunity that's, momentary, you seize it and you do what you can to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you can't, you say, oh Allah, next time something like this comes, put me in a position where I can do it. So this is generally the benefit, where you don't lose that moment, you don't lose that time. And because Allah, as many of the righteous say, "Ad-dunya sa'a faj'alha ta'a," as Imam Ahmad al-Rifai narrated from the righteous. He said, "This life is a moment, sa'a, like the moment you're living in. So make that moment ta'a, a moment of obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." And that's the best way to look at it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.
La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.